Hello everyone, this is Brett from Bittner Insurance Agency, and do we have an exciting video for you? On this video, we're going to go over how to make an employee handbook using our employee handbook builder and some tips to help make your employee handbook more specific to you and answer some questions that we've commonly received. Now, a lot of people are extremely happy to have access to a way to build employee handbooks that aren't just PDFs sent to them or they have to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for a handbook. And how do they do that? Well, our clients use our HR portal. You can come here from our website or you can type in this URL right at the top, but let's jump into it. So right now I'm on a test account. I'm going to go over to the navigation where it says handbooks. Now your navigation might look a little bit different, but you should find handbooks in there. If you don't, just let me know. Click on handbooks. And then you will be sent here. Now there's a legal disclaimer. You can read through that. I'm just going to hit accept. A little bit more information. So it tells you about the employee handbook builder. I'm going to allow you to read this as well. I know your time's important, so I'm just going to hit start. So let's get started. And before we get started, I think this is always great to look at. I'm here in California, and it says request a Spanish translation. A lot of clients and a lot of companies in general in California are really happy to have the ability to have a Spanish translation of their employee handbook. And this is a really great tool to use as well if you need it. Now, if you want to start building that employee handbook, just go on the Build New Handbook button. We're just going to click on it and then start the information. So the way it starts off, and this makes a lot of sense, it starts off from the high level overview. So the handbook name, let's just call it Company Handbook for 2021. The state, we're selecting California, but obviously if you have to add other states, you definitely can. So I'm just going to put California. Company name, so we're going to be called Test Company. Name of the HR department is Human Resources, and then the HR contact, we're just going to put Steve Smith. Next. Branding. So if you would like to brand your employee handbook, you can definitely do that here. You can just click your logo, go to Browse on your computer, and add it there. It looks really nice. And then some more questions. Would you like to add a header text to the handbook, the footer text, or a last update? I'm going to put no for these two, and then I would like to have a last updated on the employee handbook. That's a really nice feature to have. So you know as well as your employees the last time the handbook was updated. If you want to change the format of the handbook, as you can see here, choose the term you'd like to use when referring to this document, and then choose the term you'd like to use when referring to the organization. These are already selected for me. I'm okay with what it currently has selected for both of those. So I'm going to hit save. And now we're at a really awesome crossroads. So this is where we just did the basic information, which we could edit right over here. But now we're at an area where you have a very high level overview of 10 different very important sections. Now each of these sections, you can edit the name of them. You can see more and actually see what's inside of the sections. And if you haven't built an employee handbook before, or you had any questions, this is really in depth, as you can see. It's also nice to see as well. I chose California, and you can see discrimination is prohibited policy, and it's California specific. And as well as PTO, personal leave, and what have you. So when you choose the states, it's very important to have that correct, as I'm sure you already know. And we can see the categories inside of the categories, which is nice as well. Now, if we look at intro right here, your time's important, so I'm not going to go over every single 10 areas we could go over. We're just going to look at intro real quick. I'm going to hit start, and this will show you a little bit about how the system works. We can see there's 3 sections of which I can add a new policy or exclude a policy. And the way that it works that's really nice is you can actually have an approval system. So you can approve of what each section says. So if you're working with a team or what have you, you can go here. You can see this first section. You can hit edit. You can edit this section out if you'd like. And as you can see here, it has the name of since we edited before what some of the dynamic wording would be, it's here and that's in yellow, which is nice to have, such as the HR department. You can restore as default as well. I'm just going to hit cancel because we didn't edit anything. But as you can see there, those yellow areas were that dynamic information. Like you can see here, it says return to the human resources. So when you make this, it's pre-built to make things a whole lot easier. And it's as smart as you want the system to be. So once we're done with this, we can just hit approve. And then we have that check. Now, let's say we want to move forward without approving everything. We just want to approve one of the items. You hit next section, and it tells you, hey, the review is incomplete. They haven't all been approved. You can go back or go to the section list, or you can continue to the next section, which I'll just do for the purpose of this video. And then I'll start us off in the next section. And as you can see, this is really nice. This is talking about the dress code and public image policy. Now I'm just going to go back. And again, here we are at the high-level overview. We started out in the intro, and then we just looked at the dress code under the work general policies. But as you can see, there's multiple choices. There's fill-ins, there's dynamic information, there's edits. You can make the employee handbook as good as you want it to be. Now, how to make this even more effective, some tips. Now, one of the best tips about using this system is if you want to make edits, you can go and use the system to pull that information for you. So let's say you want to add a remote work policy. You can just search the portal. Here we go. Here's remote work policy. You can just click on it, view it or download it or what have you, and pull that information into your employee handbook. It can be that simple. You can even find a remote work agreement right here. So if you have questions in regards to adding things to your policy, likely a lot of information is already here in the portal. And then here's the big kicker. So we have the builder where you can build that template out. You can build an employee handbook. It's dynamic. It's working for you. You can also add information, which you can find in the system right here. Very simple and easy. But on top of all of that, if you have specific questions or you added something to the policy and you want to make sure it's legal and follows the laws of your state or what have you, you can go to the HR hotline, which is right there in that same system. Type in your subject, type in your question, hit submit, and then an HR consultant is going to reach out to you. You can also call or email. So yes, in this system, you can build your employee handbook, you can add to it, make edits, and then check on those edits using the HR hotline. You can make sure that you can build an employee handbook effectively, efficiently, all using our HR portal. Thank you for watching the video. This is Brett with Bittner Insurance Agency. Have a fantastic day.